In all honesty, 15% on almost all goods looks like a saving compromise for both sides. But when you look at the economics and when you look where we sit at the start of the year, namely with hardly any tariffs, the European Union will clearly lose from this deal. The European Union will see the negative economic impact, even though at 15% tariff rates, this will not be the end for the European economy. While the fact that the steel, aluminium, and also the fact that pharmaceutical are not included in this deal is clearly negative news for these sectors, for these industries, because it means that they will continue to face higher tariffs, higher costs, and clearly a more adverse effect on their businesses. Well, I think when I look at the statements that we have so far, the biggest threat from this statement is clearly looming for steel and aluminium, is looming for pharmaceuticals, and it's probably also still looming for agricultural. But for the broader part of the European economy, this is a deal that everyone can live with, even though it will do some economic harm on certain sectors. For the German economy, it was so important that this threat of 30% or 25% on European automotives has been prevented. And the fact that we will now only get 15% on European automotives means that for the German economy, also the economic damage, the economic harm will be manageable. It will be felt, but it will be manageable. Yeah, the investment promises part of this deal are clearly a bit more complicated and a bit strange, because this is something that only the US president brought forward. Mrs. von der Leyen did not bring those investment plans forward. And it is very unclear how also Europe will deliver on these investment plans. Let's not forget, the European Commission cannot decide on how individual companies will do their investments, and whether these investments would really go beyond soybeans, LNG, or some other product that might be purchased by individual governments remains completely unclear. So I think, in short, this investment part of the deal is clearly the weakest part of the deal, and it could very well be that the Europeans at least secretly think that they will never have to deliver on this investment part. I could imagine that the Europeans in these negotiations clearly gave signals that they might be willing to increase the European purchases of LNG. And it could also very well be that the Europeans gave signals to increase military equipment purchases from the US. I think that is both possible. In terms of LNG, there is not so much room left what the Europeans can buy. But when you look at military equipment, Europe has promised to step up its defense spending. And the European military equipment industry does not have the capacity yet to provide all these equipment. So here I think we could clearly see more European purchases of US-produced military equipment. 15% sieht erstmal ganz okay aus, sicherlich, da wir Drohungen hatten von 25%, von 30%, da fühlt sich 15% relativ gut an, aber im Vergleich zu dem, wo wir Anfang des Jahres standen, sind 15% immer noch viel, und der heißt auch, dass wenn es einen Verlierer bei diesen Verhandlungen gibt, dann ist es eher Europa, denn der wirtschaftliche Schaden für Europa wird deutlich höher sein als der mögliche inflationäre Schaden für die Amerikaner. Wir haben gesehen, dass in ganz Europa und auch in Deutschland Unsicherheit, Verunsicherung in den letzten Monaten so hoch war, dass es gut ist, dass jetzt zu einem Deal kommt. Für Deutschland insbesondere ist extrem wichtig, dass der Automobilsektor nicht diese angedrohten 25% Zölle bekommt, sondern auch Teil der 15% Zölle sein wird. Das verringert dann den relativen Schaden für die Schaden für die deutsche Automobilindustrie. Heißt aber weiterhin, 15% ist immer noch mehr als die gut 5%, die wir vor am Anfang des Jahres hatten. Es bleibt jetzt wirklich abzuwarten, ob deutsche, europäische Unternehmen wirklich mehr in den USA investieren. Denn ja, die Zölle sind ja diese leichte Peitsche, die Donald Trump eingesetzt hat, um europäische Unternehmen zu motivieren, um mehr in den USA zu investieren. Gleichzeitig hat aber die Rechtsstaatlichkeit in den USA in den letzten Monaten so viele Kratzer bekommen, dass ich nicht weiß, ob die deutschen und europäischen Unternehmen jetzt wirklich springen, um in den nächsten Tagen ihre Investitionen in den USA zu erhöhen. Ich denke, dass auch weiterhin die europäischen Unternehmen eher zurückhaltend sein werden, eher vorsichtig sein werden, weil sie deutliche Zweifel an der Rechtsstaatlichkeit der USA aktuell haben.
In a world where business never stops, Mint keeps you ahead any screen, anytime. From studios to the ground, Mint breaks down business, leadership and lifestyle, boldly, visually and smartly. From boardrooms to markets, from personal wealth to industry trends, we bring you the insights that matter.
Mint is doing brilliantly well. It's a well-read page, I would think.
What fuels India's biggest CEOs? Ride along and find out.
I have to work that much harder. I have to put that much more in.
Over the years. Earlier I could say, no, I can't afford it.
Yeah.
But now I can.
Want to invest like the pros? Learn from India's stock market experts.
Things like that worry me about markets.
I don't want to buy a house to invest in.
Your money, your future. We make finance simple. Step inside breathtaking homes and the creative minds behind them.
So we are at the house in Camellias. I think Camellias is the most expensive property in the NCR and probably the most expensive in the country.
India's real estate scene decoded. No jargon, no fluff.
Home buyers will have more bargaining power.
It's a great time to buy a house as well.
Some chase success, others create it. Meet the ones who made the impossible possible.
I don't want to be a doctor, I don't want to be an engineer, I don't want to be an accountant. And that's the most fragile thing. Poof, it'll go away.
वो ताली ऐसी थी ना, इतनी addictive थी, मैंने कहा बॉस अब तो यही होगा.
We don't just talk business, we show it. And the world's watching.